Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these custom baby stat frames. As you can see here, most of my projects are of these frames, but I'm going to do a quick tutorial for you guys since there were so many questions. So I'm going to go and take this one because I kind of want to use the same fonts that I did on this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and change all of the info to what I need. Before I do that, I just want to show you guys that this is the standard size that I use for everyone. So this is the sizing that every single one is. I don't change it at all because it fits perfectly for the frame that I use, which we'll get into the frame a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and change all the info to what I need, and then I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay, so I have all of my, all of the name and all of the baby stat info changed to what it needs to be. And as you can see, this sizing is just not working. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I change the fonts to adjust to the size of the template. So just make sure whenever you're changing the size of one of the texts, just click the unlock button. So that way you can change it horizontally or vertically. The date down here, you can see that 9 is just a little bit past that line here, so I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. Unlock. Bring it there. Okay, so now I'm going to change the font on these 3 numbers right here because I would like to use something different. So let's see. Okay, so now I have all of my fonts and text the way that I want them. And for the image up here, I just went and searched in the images over here and just searched giraffe and picked a cute one. Okay, so now I'm gonna change up the colors a little bit. Now the bottom date, I always keep as black. I never change that color. Now obviously when you're picking colors, you have to make sure you have that color of vinyl on hand. Just throwing that out there because when I first started, I had colors everywhere and I didn't have half of them, and someone had to tell me that I obviously need that color of vinyl so I can print it. So I don't know if you guys can really tell, but I changed the giraffe to like a dark green. And I have an orange, a light green, a black for the date at the bottom, and then brown for these colors over here. I should also mention that I created this template myself. I didn't buy it. I didn't get it online anywhere. What I did basically is I just started typing in all of the information, playing with the sizing of it, the layout of it, the direction of the words and the numbers, and just went until I found something that I liked. So now what you're going to do is you're going to select all of the words that have the same color. So I'm going to select all of the orange words. Okay, so I have all of the orange words selected, as you can see over here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach them. And now I'm going to do the same for the light green words. Okay, now I have all of the light green words selected, and I'm going to attach them. Now I will do the brown words, or numbers I should say. Now I'm just clicking on all of them by holding Shift and then selecting. You can also select them over here in this bar. I usually just do it over here. Okay, so I have all the brown words selected. I'm going to attach them. Now I only have one thing that's black and I only have one thing that's dark green, so I can just leave those on their own. Okay, now that everything is attached by color, I'm going to go ahead and click Make It. Okay, so after you click Make It, this screen will pop up. It's going to show you how many different mats you have to print out, and the order of the colors that you're going to print. So I have the first one being everything that's black, which is just that date, everything that's brown, orange, light green, and then the giraffe that's dark green. Okay, so I have my piece of vinyl on that I need, and now I'm going to go back to the screen and I'm going to hit continue. Make sure it's set to the right material, so make sure it's set to vinyl. And I'm gonna hit load. And now I'm gonna press go. Okay, so it's done cutting. So I'm going to unload my mat. And I'm going to take this piece of vinyl off and set it aside. And I'm going to put my next color on that I need, which is brown. Okay, I'm going to take my brown off and put my orange on. Okay, I'm going to take that color off and put on my final color, which is the dark green. Okay, so now that I have everything printed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and cut out all of the words and images from the vinyls and make them as small as can be, just so I'm not wasting any vinyl, and I'm one of those people that likes to save every little scrap of vinyl. Okay, so I have everything cut out. Don't worry about the placing of everything right now. That doesn't matter right now. We'll do that later. So my next step is I'm gonna go and weed everything. I'll do one for you quick here. We'll do this number 4 here. Okay, so I have everything weeded now, and this is what it looks like. That's upside down. That's supposed to be a 9. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to line everything up how I need it to be, exactly how it's lined up on my design space. And I'm going to do that on my mat because it's so easy. It sticks so things don't move around, and it has the grid lines so I can follow along with my grid on design space. Okay, so I have everything laid out on my mat exactly how I want it to be. Next step is transfer tape. So I'm going to cut out a piece of transfer tape that will fit over the whole thing, and I'm going to carefully put it over top of everything and flatten it out. Okay, there we go. Transfer tape is over top. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. So I'm going to leave that to the side for now while I get my frame ready. Alright, you guys, so these are the frames that I use. They are 11 by 14. They come in white or black, and they're called floating frames. The only place I've been able to find these exact frames is from a store called Dollarama in Canada. So I'll take it apart and then I'll show you guys more of what it looks like. Okay, so this is the back piece that comes out. And there is 2 panes of glass. So you take this one out, and there's another one there. So I put the vinyl on the top piece of this back piece of glass, so the vinyl is technically in the middle of the 2 sheets of glass. Okay, so this is the back piece of glass. I'm gonna put the vinyl on top, so that means I don't have to mirror the image. Okay, so here's what it looks like when you lift the transfer tape up. I like to use this backing to the frame to outline my piece of glass, just so I know where the edges are. Now it's pretty difficult to line this up correctly so it's centered. So you can use a ruler if you like, but I've gotten pretty good at just eyeballing it. So the transfer tape is on. It's stuck to the glass. I used this tool again just to smooth everything out. And now the next step is to remove the transfer tape and make sure that the vinyl stays on the glass. So I'm going to remove the whole thing. Alright, you guys, here is the final product.